So here we are, reviewing the final movie in the franchise, The Final Reckoning. As you can see, you see my shirt. Boom. I had to get this ordered. If I'm going to watch this movie, especially in IMAX, I need to represent. And so I got this shirt. This was the earliest it would come. I wanted to watch it on Thursday, but this wasn't arriving until Saturday. So I was like, move it to Saturday, 7 p.m., packed theater, full of fans, mostly old people. It's a culmination. And that's what this movie is. It's a culmination of everything from the first movie to even movies that you wouldn't even think that would be related to what's happening in The Final Reckoning. First, going to do a non-spoiler. But since I stayed away from trailers, I don't really know what you guys already know or don't know. So we start off from the end of part one. Actually, not immediately from the end of part one. Part one, it ended with Ethan having the key and knowing where the Sevastopol is. We pick up on Ethan's mission, and basically an hour and a half is planning of destroying the entity. The last act of this movie is just complete mayhem, action, stunts, Tom Cruise hanging off of a plane. And that's basically saying everything without saying any spoilers. Again, I will do a non-spoiler, then a spoiler, and I will let you know when the spoilers are coming. Now, this does feel like the finale of the Mission Impossible franchise. There are several callbacks. This is the first time in a franchise where I would say don't skip a movie. Watch all the Mission Impossible. But even if you don't, watching this as just an action movie, you will be pleased, at least when it hits the 2-hour mark. Because the first hour and a half, it is interesting with other things. Like, it's more exposition, talking about how the world is affected because of the entity. But the second act is the doing of the plan instead of the planning of the plan. Tom Cruise is amazing in this. He gives it his all in this performance, the same as Luther, played by Ving Rhames, Benji as well. And I'm surprised to say that even, I forgot her name right now. Even some of the new characters that are in here, like the guy from Parks and Rec. Without saying any spoilers, this is a very heart-wrenching movie if you've watched the movies. But there are some things that happen that will get you emotionally. There's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. The emotion and with the story itself. There are a lot of high moments, but there is a lot of low moments where you think this could have been cut out for time, because this movie is almost 3 hours long. Now I understand this is supposed to be the last one, so you want to give as much time as you can to give a great send-off to these characters that we've been introduced to since 1996. But know your runtime, man. People's attention spans have gone down exponentially over the years. So I feel like cutting down some of the parts would have been great, but I'm fine with it being 3 hours. There are some things that could have been cut out. So if you're not comfortable sitting through a 3-hour movie, I'd say wait for this to come out on streaming. This was just an excellent end to this franchise, and it also gave real stakes and weight to the characters because you knew this was going to be the last time that we would see these characters. And so that's why I enjoyed it. Now, do I enjoy it as much as Fallout? Probably not. Dead Reckoning Part 1? Probably a little more, but I still enjoyed it. It's definitely better than 2 and 1. So that's pretty much saying, without any spoilers, that go check this out. Check it out at a matinee. Check it out in IMAX, because the IMAX screen really adds so much to the action scenes. And I would say if you don't have an IMAX theater in your area, try D-Box or XD, because that will be your best choice, second best choice. I'm going to see it again, and I'm going to see it in D-Box to see how I like it, if it's better than IMAX. Again, 3, 2, 1, let's get into spoilers. That hurt. As you guys may know, if you watched my videos, I said I would be mad or sad if Benji died. They kept him as a mainstay. Don't you dare kill him off in this movie. I swear, don't you dare. The moment that happens, I am walking out. Don't you dare kill him. Character has more of a beefed up role. Like I said, don't you dare kill him off in this next movie. I will walk out the theater. It was like the vision of this movie. Like in Avengers Infinity War, you kind of expect him to die because he's the emotional anchor to this franchise. You expect him to die so that way it gets a reaction to the audience. But Luther, man, I was not expecting it to hit me as hard. Even though there was an attachment, I felt it was stronger with Benji, but this movie, man, when he said those words, I felt it. Luther hit me on another level that I didn't even know I would even feel. I am still shocked and sad that he had to die like that. We were 30 minutes into the movie and they already kill off on a major character like that. And I think it was a great idea because even though that really hurt, every single character, I am now sweating. Because if they kill someone as major as Luther in the first 30 minutes, just imagine what they're going to do to the other characters with the rest of this runtime. Not knowing who's going to make it out alive. They have several callbacks to other movies. Like, I had no idea that they were going to retcon the Rabbit's Foot actually being the creation of the AI entity. This whole situation wouldn't happen if years ago he didn't steal that canister with the rabbit's foot in it. And I thought it was one of those things that would never be called back. I didn't think they would bring it back in the other Mission Impossible movies, and I didn't think they were going to talk about it in this one. But the fact that they did made it so rewarding watching all of the movies. And it brought weight to the ending of the movie. Their plan is to hit the kill switch so that way the entity can go into the server, and then Peggy, the moment the entity arrives in this yellow vase, she has to quickly take it out of the server in 100 milliseconds, or otherwise, you do it too early, it's trapped. You do it too late, it stays here and it's not leaving. So she has to do it at the right time, adding a lot of stakes to this final half. And we also have a returning character from the vault, the guy who was in the vault when they were breaking into Langley. I wasn't thinking he was going to return. I saw that the knife was going to be in here from the trailers. I did not think that he was going to return, so I thought that was cool. I love that scene at the end where Ethan is trying to fight Gabriel and hit the kill switch that Luther made for them. That scene was so amazing. Like, the fact that Tom Cruise actually did that in real life was probably one of his best stunts, if not the best. He really went all out for this final movie. He made sure that the price of admission was worth sitting through an hour and 20 minutes of exposition. That final half, especially in IMAX, and him just going from plane to plane, I had my eyes glued onto the screen, even though I noticed out of the corner of my eye, several people on their phones checking their messages. Don't be a prick. Put your phones away. And the fact that Benji got shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's over for him. I'm about to walk out now. I'm about to get out of my seat. But no, he makes it. After they get the disc and they destroy the AI entity, basically taking the same formula from Fallout where time is the enemy, and they're on a time clock where, as Angela Bassett's character Sloane, and there's this other side plot, Ethan and her are having a disagreement. Sloane says if you destroy the AI entity, then you will destroy the world. But Ethan knows if he gives it to the US government, that won't be any better. So it's a lose-lose situation. It's all under a time limit and you are feeling it. And they also have to do it while the US is planning an attack on its own soil. So when they finally finish the mission, Ethan and Gabriel have a fight. But when Gabriel hit the wing of the plane, that was so satisfying. All of the people in the theater, they were like, "Ooh!" Some people will complain that that's not the way they would like him to die with a fist fight on the ground, and Ethan has the upper hand, stabs him with a knife, looks him in the eye, and he says, "That's why you die." You know, that's what people were expecting. And so when Ethan deploys his parachute, catches on fire, I was like, yep, this is where he's gonna die. My money was on Ethan dying. This is the final movie. The ending, Ethan is alive, parachute deployed, and he got on the ground safely, and the AI entity is destroyed. Then it shows you the message that was on that of Luther. Still hurts. After all of that is resolved, everybody gets their own mission. Benji is alive, so that's good, but Luther is dead. and the movie ends. It just ends. It's kind of crazy. After that scene happens, Luther's message plays, and then we meet up with Ethan at a place where I don't know where he is. And then you see Paris, Benji, and you see Peggy Carter there. I don't know if they're first meeting after the mission because they show the AI entity. He shows Ethan that they got it. And it doesn't say whether they destroyed it or not. I mean, like, can it be destroyed or is it just going to be locked in this container forever? And it ends beautifully with Luther's message and Ethan running off into the distance. Well, not really running, just walking off into a crowd of people. And that was Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Was it what I was expecting? No. Did it surprise me? Yes. In a good way? Sort of. A send-off to this amazing series that most people grew up with. And this is one that redefined the action genre time and time again with the first one, the third one, and the sixth one. We expect more from Mission Impossible since this one was more suspend your beliefs because there are some things that we take liberties on. Multiple reviews saying this is the most disappointing one. When it comes to like Mission Impossible 4 all the way to Dead Reckoning, then maybe. Because like I said, Dead Reckoning Part 1, I would say The Final Reckoning is better. Reckoning just has a finality and also has more of a satisfying conclusion other than the last one. This is the conclusion. This is the final movie. So getting that feeling, I felt more satisfied watching this than that since it was part 1. It feels like years I've been reviewing these movies, but I really haven't. It's been more than 7 weeks where I've been reviewing these movies up until The Final Reckoning. I wish I grew up with these movies like other people did, but I'm glad I got to see the movies in theaters, or some of them. And I'm glad I got to see this one. I'm watching this again. We only have a limited time before this movie goes out of theaters and Mission Impossible doesn't have another movie for at least like probably 20 years. And then we'll have the reboot. I wonder who's going to play in that movie. Timothée Chalamet? I'm glad that we got movies like this that redefine the genre. With Nobody 2 and John Wick, I feel like we're getting back to the good action movies. But only time will tell. And as for you, Mission Impossible, thank you. Thank you for keeping the movies in business. Thank you for making people come out to the movies. Giving something that anybody can sit down, look at the screen, and be transferred into a new world that's kind of like ours. For taking us on a joyride that all generations can love. And as for you, Ethan Hunt, thank you for accepting the mission. Because if we were in your shoes, we probably wouldn't. Drink your water, be safe, in these horrible times. Got this at Cinemark. Yeah, I know it's a little add-on, but I'm hanging this up, man. I'm gonna frame it. All right, now I'm signing.